It's Wellness Nerd Out time! What's going on, you guys? Happy Wellness Nerd Out time. And today we are going to be talking about the importance of fiber in general, and especially its importance in relation to controlling your blood sugar levels. All right, whether you have pre-diabetes, diabetes, just high blood sugar, you just want to have a healthy diet and lifestyle in general. All right, so when we talk about people with high blood sugar, well, obviously it's very important to have foods that have a low glycemic index when we talk about what kind of carbs they're going to be having. Things like beans, whole grains, and other foods like nuts, fruits, and vegetables, right? And aside from having foods with a low glycemic index, we also want to have foods with a high amount of fiber, both soluble and insoluble. All right, and we'll talk about the benefits of both here in a second. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll get to you in a minute here. But, before we do, let's talk about some of the general benefits of fiber, some of the general functions. Well, fiber intake, that is, has been shown to improve insulin sensitivity. It's been shown to increase the number of short-chain fatty acids, and we'll talk about why they're important here in a second, and what kind of fiber is responsible for that and how. On top of those benefits, with fiber, we get an increased number of mitochondria, and we know that our mitochondria are energy powerhouses of our cells, right? Where we break things down in the presence of oxygen going through aerobic respiration, right? And so it makes sense that fiber would also increase our oxidative capacity or our metabolic capacity to break things down in the presence of oxygen, all right, aerobic metabolism, all right? So when we talk about a few different types of fiber, well, we have soluble and we have insoluble fiber, all right? Now, soluble fiber, it can help us to actually absorb the carbohydrates that we take in at a slower rate, allowing us to better control our blood sugar levels, which I think is pretty fascinating. So it slows the absorption of carbs, this soluble fiber. And on top of that, when soluble fiber is fermented by our gut bacteria and our gut microbiome, right? Well, this fermentation of the soluble fiber promotes the production of short-chain fatty acids, which can be stored in muscle cells, for example. And short-chain fatty acids, they have a wide range of benefits, some being reducing the risk for inflammatory diseases, cardiovascular disease, developing type 2 diabetes in itself, and developing obesity. All right, so short-chain fatty acids are pretty important, and we can get them, once again, from our gut bacteria fermenting or breaking down the soluble fiber, which is what feeds them. All right. Now, when we talk about insoluble fiber, well, we've said before, it's kind of like sawdust passing through your GI tract, right? And we don't really absorb it. It just kind of passes through and is excreted. But soluble fiber has some important roles as well that it plays in the body. And one of them is the fact that it gently scrubs, you could say, sources say at least, the GI tract, the walls of your GI tract. So kind of cleaning it out, right? And this in turn will increase the speed at which food can pass through the alimentary canal or the gastrointestinal tract, right? On top of that, insoluble fiber can improve insulin sensitivity, and insoluble fiber can bind to other toxins or chemicals such as carcinogenic molecules and compounds that it can then bind and then promote the excretion of, all right? So it can bind to harmful toxins and chemicals, once again, can insoluble fiber, and then they will be excreted out of the body. So another cool function of it. So when we talk about the adequate intake of fiber in a day, well, it's different for men and women, and generally a little bit higher in men, and different for different demographics of both sexes, right? But the general ballpark is 21 to 38 grams of fiber in a day. All right. So what does that kind of look like? All right. Let's give a little example here. So say you have an apple, all right? An apple would be 5 grams of carbs. 5 grams of fiber, excuse me, on average. On top of that, we got things like wheat bread. 2 slices of wheat bread would give you another 6 grams. All right, 2 cups of spinach would be 4 grams of fiber. A cup of brown rice would be 4 grams. A cup of oatmeal would be 4 grams of fiber. And a half cup of blueberries would be another 2 grams. So add them all up, we get 25 grams of fiber. That should about suffice to get that adequate intake for the day, at least for most demographics, and especially in women. 25 is that average ballpark we kind of fall at, right? So, if you're not getting enough fiber in the diet, or if you would like to get some more, you can also take some fiber supplements. And if you're going to take fiber supplements, and we'll name a few here in a second, you should take them within 15 minutes of your meal, all right? So within 15 minutes before eating, and you should split the dosages up between the different meals you are having throughout the day. Again, each time taking it within 15 minutes before that meal, all right? One we got are beta-glucans. When we talk about beta-glucan, it's going to be 5 to 10 grams in an entire day. Again, split between meals within 15 minutes before each one. All right. We have psyllium. Psyllium, you're looking at 10 to 15 grams in a day. And raw guar gum would be another one. And with raw guar gum, tongue twister, it would be 10 to 20 grams in a day. All right. Again, split over those meals within 15 minutes before. Who do we got on here today? Let's say what's up to the people. What's up? Il Toddy Grab. Hey, thank you, Toddy. Hey, it's a fresh shirt. I appreciate that. Got a TJ Maxx. Got a good deal on it, and it looks good, Thank you. Arish4438, how you doing? And Bertha Flores, the OG. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing great. I hope life is treating you fantastic. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you got something out of it. Tomorrow we'll talk more about reducing blood sugar in the sense of what other supplements can help us to do that. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Happy When Wellness. And we'll see you tomorrow, people. Have a good one. Thank you so much.